So let's get ourselves comfortable. It'll be about 10 minutes. Apologies, I'm going to run a little bit over today, so I hope you are okay with that. And remembering through this practice, it's just going to be like we did in stage 3, where we're just going to let things happen. You know, you're just going to let the thoughts happen. You're not going to try and control anything. You're not trying to get rid of anything. It's just happening, and we're allowing it. Okay? So, to start with, let's bring in a little bit of that calm abiding, that maybe you are feeling a little confused or a little anxious, and that's okay. This could be the first time you've ever listened or heard or reflected on things like this. And this is where compassion plays its role. You know, we're not Buddha right now. You know, we're on our own little spiritual journey of understanding that actually it's okay to be shit at it. You know, it's actually okay to not be good at this straight off the bat. There's no expectation of going naught to Dalai Lama in a morning or an evening or wherever you are. That actually being bad at it is a massive part of the process, and being okay at being bad at it is so important. And so we start with our breath. And again, I'm just going to go quiet for a minute. I just want you just to watch your breath, watch the movement, the flow. Again, that sort of transient nature of breath, it just comes and goes. It doesn't stay, it just moves through us. And any time your thoughts come, you're just going to settle them with the mind, settle it with the breath. Just come back to the breath, just for the next minute or so. And remembering throughout this practice, the breath will be there. That if you find your mind gets a little bit busy, if you can't just meet that busyness with compassion, you know, just the letting go, mind is busy, everything's okay. I've had busy mind many, many times before. This is no different, just being a bit more conscious to it. And so we're just going to keep our focus on the breath. That's all we're going to do. Just going to keep our little bit of focus on the breath. And we're going to feel the sensation. So this first consciousness is sensation or body. And we're just going to start with the breath, just feeling any points of the breath. Maybe it's at the nose, maybe it's in the stomach, the movement in the lungs and the chest, the back, wherever it is. And just watching how this breath just seems to happen. You don't need to control it. There's nothing there for you to change. This breath, it just comes and goes. There's no need for you to do any more or any less. You're just resting and just noticing this breath, noticing the movement. And again, just a gentle reminder, we're doing our best. This may be the first time there'll be a recording of this to come back and try it again. Compassion is the antidote. There's no battle to be won. All we're doing is just resting at the moment and watching our breath. And then from the breath, just opening it up gently and just trying to feel the whole body. So the breath will still be there, the body will continue to breathe. Maybe you can still feel the breath as part of the whole body experience. And during this part, remembering, if you joined us on the Vipassana practice, the sensation to sensation, remembering no need for comparisons, just sensation is sensation. Doesn't need to be good or bad. And all we're doing is noticing, not trying to stop or get rid of. Nothing to add or take away. We're just watching this happening of the body, this consciousness of the body, this aliveness that's very present and real and available. And that there's nothing for you to do. That we can just recognize this body that is here, the breath moves. And next, I just invite you just to, whilst still recognizing the breath and the body, seeing if we can bring some of that conscious attention to sounds as well. So obviously my voice will be something that you can hear. Maybe there are other things around you. Cars, children, roommates. So we're just resting, and breath and body are there, sound is also there. It all just seems to happen. Not any requirement for you to do anything in particular. And right now it doesn't matter whether it's happening outside of you or inside of you, you're just, in this practice in particular, you're just noticing. And remembering it doesn't need to be perfect. Maybe you're finding yourself jumping from sound to body, and that's okay. Just keep letting go. It's a practice of non-effort, really. Not trying to focus on anything in particular. We're just noticing this movement is happening. Sounds, body, sensations. And remembering it's not more important, less important, better, worse, good, bad. Just labels of the mind. And all we're practicing is just allowing. Maybe you're even noticing the effort that you're trying to put into the practice. And that's not a bad thing either. You're noticing you're trying to not think. Maybe you're trying to watch more of the breath, whatever it is. And all you're doing is just noticing that and relaxing. No compassion, no need to get frustrated by yourself and meeting any frustration with compassion. It's just practice. That's all we're doing. And now the final part is maybe you've noticed thoughts coming and going. Maybe you've noticed sounds and you've heard your mind wanting to label a particular sound. Maybe you heard a bird and thought, oh, magpie, crow, whatever. Thinking about lunch, dinner, sleep. And so whilst the breath and the body is still there, the sound consciousness is still there, these thoughts, a lot of the time we're not trying to think them, they just seem to happen. There's no plan, no strategy. That they just come and go like breath and sensation. They just rise and fall. They happen. And so just for the last bit, we're just going to rest completely and let all these three particular consciousnesses happen naturally, without effort. It doesn't matter what you're thinking about, no requirement for control, nothing more to do or nothing less. You're just resting and noticing this movement. The movement of sensation, the movement of sound, and the movement of thought. Just the movement of mind. And the last thing I want you to do, I just want you to let go completely. Just completely let go. Not focusing on anything, not noticing anything, just resting openly. Nothing more to do. Just these last few moments for you. You're just going to hear the sound of the bell now. And if you're wanting to, you're going to allow your eyes to open. And as you're opening your eyes again, I just invite you just to continue to hold some of that attention just at the end of the nose. And the last thing we do, just as you're hearing the bell, feeling your entire body as one, from head all the way down to your toes, just feeling it as one whole body.